All right, my dual sport XR400 build is not done, but it's come a long way, and I'm really excited to show you guys it. I've had a few questions about it, so I'm gonna do a quick run through of how I have it kitted out right now for camping and just general mountain adventure riding. So to start out with the rig itself, this is a 2004 XR400, so it's the last year that they made this model. Honestly, when I bought it from my dad, and when I got it, I didn't realize quite what the unicorn I was getting that it is, because it's yeah, I mean, it's just the last of an era. It's a kickstart, it's a 400, it's air cooled, there's no radiator to deal with, and it's just a bomb-proof vehicle. I've abused it a ton, and so far so good. So I'll just kind of run through it front to back as I see things and show you guys. So front end, I believe completely stock. Suspension still stock. This thing does have very plush, soft suspension. Sometimes I'd like to have something a little bit different, but for now it's good. I do have it set up dual sport. So when I got it, a friend of my dad's had helped him put on a Tusk dual sport kit. It wasn't quite all the way set up, but now it's mostly there. So I've got blinkers up here. They're kind of tucked at an angle right behind the number plate and the headlight on the front. And then there's an on-off switch right here that controls the tail light being on all the time, as well as then activates the horn. So I've got a little horn right here, my blinkers, and I have my high-low beam for my headlight. So that controls that. And then I've got a mirror here. The mirror that came with the Tusk kit that I originally had on there, I broke it off like on one of the first uses, and so I swapped that out. And then one of the biggest things that I really like is my phone mount. So there's a variety of options out there. I've used different brands in the past, but for the last 4-ish years, I've been using nothing but Peak Designs for phone and camera mounting. And so on my mountain bikes and on this thing, I use the same mount. It just uses my phone case, and it just sets right on like that. It's magnetized, so it kind of helps it find its spot. And then there's 2 little wings that grab on, and it's nice and secure. There's an anti vibration dampener in this one, and then I've got just a static mount on both of my mountain bikes and my gravel bike, and I've put probably over 10,000 miles at this point on between my mountain bikes and this thing, and I've had 0 issues, and I should say 10,000 off-road miles. So very, very secure. This is a non-charging version, but I actually have a brand new charging version in the house right now that I'm gonna swap onto this, and so it'll charge my phone while I'm going. I just need to sort out how I'm gonna run that charger, whether it's gonna come back off of the Tusk battery kit and kind of the existing system, or what I'm actually leaning towards is just integrating a little battery pack in here. So I just have a portable battery that just runs right into it, and then that way it just charges while I'm riding, and that way when I'm using the GPS, it's kind of yeah, hopefully able to just keep up with that. So now moving back, I've got an oversized tank. I believe this is a 5.8 gallon Chair Beast tank. I had the original tank on it, and unfortunately it cracked one time when I was going out to ride, and so I decided I was just gonna swap it out for something bigger. So this thing is a monster. It definitely adds some flair to it and a little extra space. It doesn't make it more agile on the trails by any means, but it is nice because I haven't even tested the full range on it, but I'm thinking I could probably go close to 200, maybe even more miles on it, and so I'll get around to testing that. I had some issues with the fuel cap initially leaking, but they sent me a new one. I got that sorted out, and so as of right now, I'm quite happy with that. I got a nice heavy aluminum skid plate underneath here. It's a Devil is the brand on that one. It came on the bike when I got it, and then coming back here, again, it's plated, and I've got the Tusk taillight and blinker kit back here, so that's super nice. And then now a recent addition that I made was this luggage carrying system. So like I said, I've taken it camping where I just carry my gear on my backpack, or I strap it onto the bike in different places, but you're just super top heavy, and it's really cumbersome doing it that way. And so I got this. This is the Reckless 40 kit from Moscow, and it's a soft luggage holster system that then you have dry bags in both sides as well as one on the back, and then there's even expansion packs that I haven't connected yet, but these are auxiliary pockets for either extra gear or more fuel, and they can attach right on here. So I've got plenty of storage space for me to go out on long trips, and I've only been out a couple times with this setup so far, so still learning about it, but I love it, and I'm really excited to have this kit. So that's the existing luggage system, and I'm using the quick connection. There's a they call it a knoblin that I set into the plastic on the tail back here, and so this thing just clips right on, and then I strap it down to both of these tie points that I added to the subframe attachment bolts that come with the kit, and it's super easy. I can take it on and off in like 2 minutes, so really convenient, and so far I'm really enjoying it. And then as far as tires, because it's street legal, I have the Dunlop. They're the DOT approved. I think they're the 60, yeah, they're the 606, the D606F on the front, and I believe it's the same model or very similar on the back. Yeah, it's the D606 on the back, so yeah, front back. Yeah, so otherwise, because it has such soft suspension, just the other day I pulled it apart and I cranked that spring down a little bit just to see if I could help to take some of the sag out now that I've moved even more weight back here, and I'm already maybe slightly heavier than the average rider. But overall, yeah, it's an awesome bike. It usually starts first or second kick. I'm still learning about it, and I'm sure it could use a little love, but as of today, or actually just a couple days ago, went up rafting, use it as a shuttle rig, so I just drop it at the lower takeout, and then go to the top, come back down, ride it up, and it starts first kick. So it's an awesome little trusty steed. But now I'm gonna go meet up with a buddy, and we're gonna go for a little cruise. So let's go riding. Well, my 360 cam was on the end of this threaded rod, and in the first like 3 miles it unthreaded and came off. So turned around, tried to find it, couldn't find it. So either somebody already picked it up or else it flew off the side somewhere. So that's a bummer. Oh well, the cost of doing business, I guess. Hit like and subscribe to support me buying a new camera. It's always hard to pick the right tire pressure when you're doing on and off road. Bumped it up a little bit today, felt great on the road. Then you get off, it's definitely squirrely, especially on loose stuff like this. But that, and then a little bit of extra weight in the back, which today I'm running fairly light, but I brought some camera gear and food and water and stuff that are in the bags on the side. So noticed it a little bit in the handling, but sure is better than having all that weight on my back.